The big story, Emirates NBD's investment to acquire a 60% stake in RBL Bank signals a historic shift in India's financial landscape. Listen in to that conversation with the management.
Started off IOB, Indian Overseas Bank, to being given charge of DHFL, and then when we thought that, okay, Mr. Subramaniakumar has done well, now he can rest a little bit, you've brought into RBL, and now of course you're doing the largest deal in the banking space in India, right? Tell us how you feel firstly.
Yeah, naturally, I feel that it's a green cracker of Deepavali, because we all we do not want to pollute the country. Without any pollution, this is one of the biggest ones. More than that, I firmly believe that it is the greatest endorsement of the India growth story. And the biggest endorsement is that in respect of the stability of the Indian financial systems. And the compliance and regulatory oversight of the sector is one of the things which has been endorsed. And third and most important is that the growth story of the RBL has been well received in the world, and it is getting noticed. It was getting noticed, and now it is getting authenticated with the people ready to put the large sum of money, large check has been cut. All these things make me to believe that the systematic work which we have been doing for the last 3 years is showing up.
Tell us a little bit about the timeline that's in front of us now. So you've made the announcement, of course, but there's a regulatory approval process that is pending, and a long list of regulators that you have to go to. Apart from that, you've got to do the open offer, you've got to do the preferential issue, then finally the acquisition of the Indian wholly owned subsidiary. How long is this entire process going to take?
See, there are only two things which we will be able to precisely say that it's going to happen. That is in respect of our EGM holding it. Today we intend to hold the EGM somewhere around 12th of November. That's the date we want to do it. That's the first step. Okay. Parallelly, we'll be applying for, we as well as the investor intend to apply to all the regulators for getting the clearances. So once that the shareholders' blessings are there, the shareholders is going to approve it. Then it is going to be the regulatory approval, which requires RBI, SEBI, and all those things, which we have said it very clearly. You can't precisely say that when it is going to take, but going by what has happened elsewhere, I may very, very loosely estimate it to be in the range of around 5 to 6 months.
Okay, 5 to 6 months. You also mentioned that you want to do the open offer first, and then the preferential allotment to the new shareholder, new promoter, as let's call him that. Firstly, why are you going? Because typical understanding is, you make the preferential allotment and then you do the open offer for the rest of the stake.
See, here the investor is coming from FDI rule. The first one is you have a cap of the FDI to that of 74%. Yeah. So that is castrated. Currently we have around 22% of our holdings by FII. Maybe in the expanded base it may come down to 18%. So naturally, to keep that in view, we have looked at, and the legal advice is that we have to make use of that SEBI formula on 7.4, which provides an opportunity for you to do that open offer. Look at the number which has come for it. Then if suppose you was whatever that pref we want to allot it, both combined together, if you exceed the limit, you have an option to scale down. Okay. Proportionately scale down that open offer as well as that of the pref. That is most important, because the violation of the cap can never take place. That in view only we have gone in for this.
Okay, fair enough. Tell us a little bit about how you intend to benefit from this entire transaction, right? When I say you, I mean RBL Bank. You've got this large equity infusion, $3 billion, mostly private money that's coming into the bank. What are you planning to do with this?
It's the first endorsement of the brand. The second great endorsement of the belief in the team which has been built in the last 3 years. The third is the confidence on the board, the management, and rest of the people who have been consistently working on and doing what they have been telling about it. And so it's a huge trust which has come. When these kind of large sum have come, we have multiple options to grow the balance sheet. So we feel that we will not be a part of the mid-sized bank. Okay. We have a great opportunity to break and get into the larger league. Okay. And this is something which has been a dream of any bank.
What's the cutoff of the larger league in your mind?
See, in my view, that we have 4 or 5 banks who are there around with an asset size of around 2.5 to 3 lakhs crore, with the corresponding liability, the total book size goes around. So the visibility of achieving that kind of asset book.
You're halfway there now.
Yeah, at 1 lakh. Halfway there. So we have an opportunity to do that little accelerated way. So that is something which is which is making us to feel that, yes, this deal is good from the angle, and it is going to add up to the value of my employees. It is going to be a subsidiary of the international business, and you are going to do a lot of international business, which otherwise a little difficult for us to do, because you get an endorsement of the bank, and which is known.
Yeah. Tell me a bit about why you've chosen to go with Emirates NBD. I mean, their point of view, I understand. In India entry for them, it's a widely held entity. It's got profitability on its side, growth runway on its side. So I understand their point of view. What about you?
See, we were evaluating multiple options. The options before us that we were able to attract in tranche. And that is one option. And the second option, what we have been thinking about, is that if an opportunity comes for front-loading everything in upfront, and you have a free runway for growing fast, that provided a big opportunity out this. So when you get an opportunity, we felt that it is the right one to say yes to it.
What about management? Are you expecting the management to continue? I mean, you for sure, but then your one down, two down people. Is this team continuing?
Yeah. During the entire transition, it is definitely going to continue, number one. The second one is the team is one of the well-built team. And we are very confident that it is going to be run with the existing team only. Because this is the team which has just brought up the score of the new product launch and the new product growth, the new product scale, and converting the branch from its previous strategy of the vertical silos to that of the integrated collaborated. I'm absolutely confident that the same team will be there present, and it will continue.
I want to ask you a question about whether you feel that you're setting the benchmark for banks coming after you, who will probably want to talk to international investors and look for investment. Are you setting the roadmap for them?
See, I don't say that as a benchmark and the setting of the role. We are possibly opening up a new avenue of opportunity for the Indian banking systems. And we feel this particular deal on its consummation after the approval of all the things is going to provide an opportunity for the rest of the world with the capital infusion into the country. So possibly it's one of the precedents which can be looked upon for the rest of the country. That's what I say.
Okay. All right. One last point before we close this conversation. I just wanted to get your sense about the nature of regulation at this point in time, right? So there is clear deregulation that's taking place, whether it be corporate lending, whether it be acquisition financing. On one hand, the RBI is doing that. On the other hand, deals like yourself or another private bank which has also been invested in through a Japanese investor. Do you feel that the regulator is sort of easing up on general banking rules?
See, the current trend in the regulation is focusing towards that growth. It aligns with that India story of the growth opportunities. See, the opportunities are plenty. Everybody understands. So the entire regulations which is happening around is facilitating that. It's a catalyst sort of activity which is happening. I feel it's good for the country.